Hey, good evening. Hey, this is Ed. Have you been following me on this this little WS2400 Craftsman Wacker engine? This is video 3. Now, last week I put a video together and, telling you I wasn't sure. Here's the short block. Now, this short block's okay, but the piston's worn out. And you can see all the scars. And this is the other one on the bench is the one I had in my weeder, and that was working, but I had to run it with the choke on. It is running lean, so I bet you it has a crank seal blown. Well, anyway, I said, well, nobody's got them taking them apart. They show them all put together, but I'm going to show you. This is the 2400 Craftsman. They last a year and a half to whatever. Okay, they're a couple $100. And once you pull, I think video 2 has where you pull off a flywheel. There's a flywheel key, and look at what I want you to see. See the crank seal here? It's in really clean condition. It's not beat up. I'm gonna flip it over. Well, this side has a beautiful shape. So it's just a top end on it that you need a top end piston rings, clips. Probably can hold the cylinder out. But this was the one I was in my weed whacker, and I said, what the heck? The choke, you have to put the choke on, it run, you have to full throttle or half throttle, run the choke on. I said, I bet you the crank seal's blown. So the crank seal just didn't blow out like some of the dirt bikes do. But if you look at it, this is all full of oil. See all that, how dirty it is? All this caked up with oil. Here's the flywheel, all dirty, all black, The flywheel on this other motor, nice, pretty clean, not bad. But look at the cavity on this one's nice and clean. And look at the cavity on this one. So that's my problem there. The crank seal looks okay on the other side, but it's this one here. So nobody had nothing out there that says, for you youngsters out there want to, take it apart. If you could get a piston, they probably have them, but you'd have to measure. You got to make sure the right number. I bought the whole short block shipped to me about $70, brand new. Okay, what the heck? So anyway, I said, well, let me take one apart. So I didn't have the Torx 30 that goes down that deep. So I ran down to Harbor Freight. Oh no, Amazon, ordered this for like $20. Nice little sucker. Had the Torx 30 deep, that I could get down in here. My faithful snap-on gun. 1, 2, 3. I was able to do the base, loosen the base for the head to come off. But there's one hole the tool wouldn't fit in there. The other one's no problem, so I had to drill this one out. So I took my drill, made it bam, bam, drilled it out. So now I could get the Torx down there. No problem. So now the engine's ready to come apart. So in front of you guys, we're going to pull this cylinder and see what we got. Here's one of the base screws. I think the other ones are loose. I'm going to lift it, see if it's all there. Okay, it's coming up. Let me see. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, I think it's... No. There's one still loose in there. And I just wanted to do it on video so you guys can see it, get an idea. Because I hadn't seen nobody take any apart, so, I mean... I'm a master, not to be a Mr. Know-It-All, but I'm a master with motorcycles all my life. For 50 years... 55 years, whatever. Been doing 2 strokes, 4 strokes. But here it goes. It's coming up. Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, let's take a look at the cylinder. Cylinder's kind of rough. It could be honed out. You know what I mean? And it, you know what? It kind of looks like it's nickel seal. So you can't just hone it like a regular one. Because it's, that nickel seal, they just say it's like chrome plated, but it's nickel on the so they're not steel sleeves where you can bore them. Okay, and the way to find out, to make sure you put a magnet to it, let me see if I have a magnet handy, but I ain't gonna sweat that. The head doesn't come off, it's one old piece you slide on. If we look at the piston, it's got some little marks, it's a double ring. Let me see if I can move that. Piston here, double rings. Can you see that? Yeah, double rings. I'm trying to get the light here. Okay, it's scarred up pretty good. We could actually check the ring end gap on the pistons. and it's okay. But I think this is the biggest problem on this. This was running, so it's not beat to death. It didn't get seized up, but it was fighting me because it was sucking up air, and you can see it all sucking up, air right here, so it's making it leaner. So there's 4 screws to take this apart, little 8s, and I want to take this apart. Let me move this way here. I want to take this apart in front of you guys, so I've never taken one apart, so let's check it out. Okay, so we're in Southern California, and I hear rain right now. That's okay. I had a big campfire going right now, anyway. But I think it's about 7:30 in the evening, 8 o'clock. But just 4 screws, and I don't think I'm gonna need a tool to separate the cases, because they're split in half like a sandwich. Just like most dirt bikes are, It's a cool little 2-stroke, pretty small motor. Then get up and run. Basic 2-stroke dirt bike. We had a dirt bike. We could put this in there. Hook it up. But little revving suckers, bang bang. They get up and roll. Okay. So let's see how hard it is to come apart. It's not popping real easy. All the screws out. I'm just gonna get my little snap-on. I can see it already opening. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm getting a little tap. And it's coming, and she's coming. And that's what we got. There it is. Okay, little bearing, like a 2-stroke, like a dirt bike, Seal looks okay. So actually, if I had the seals, this side's good. If I had the seals, I could put a seal back on, put this in, it'd probably run. But my wheel's been acting ugly, so I had a friend here helping me. So I said, man, let me just. I was gonna go buy a steel, but I ain't spending $500. So let me just get this Honda running. But look at this. Is what you're seeing. Look at that little crank, pretty cool. Let me see if I can pop it off. I'm hitting on a piece of wood there. I'm not using this again anyway, but just for the record. It's coming. I wouldn't be beating this like this, but it's not really damaging. The case, it's on the queso, but I'm not sweating. I'm not using this again. It's almost out. You can see that it's coming. Okay. So this is a Craftsman, and a base gasket. I see base gaskets out there, and maybe I'm wrong, but you guys educate me if you say, oh yeah, they sell them all day long, and for maybe $30 you probably get the base and the gasket. You know what I mean? It's fighting a little bit, I have a press over there, but I ain't got the guy to hold the camera to do all this. So I'm just gonna pop it off so you guys can, It's coming though, it's coming. I got the keyway out of this one. Remind me, did I get the keyway out? But usually when you're doing a dirt bike or case and you're using it, you never do this. You can tap it lightly or press it out with your press, and you don't want to drop the crank like I just did. But again, this is just for education purpose. Well, here's a little baby. Look at the little bearings. And the one that was fighting is this crank seal. So what I would do is, most of the little dirt bike engine, I would push out this crank seal, put the new crank seal. Probably bearings are pretty tired too, you know what I mean? Bearings on this side are black too, but they're spinning okay. They're all right, you know what I mean? Just I would actually put a little you know, the new crank seals, and they do sell them, but it doesn't give you the size. It didn't give me a measurement. So, man, you know what I mean? I'm not going to even mess around. It looks like they have if you look at this here, it's a plug here, and this one doesn't have a plug. Usually this is a little clip here. But what I'm seeing, like I say, I'm not familiar with these teardowns on this one. Just, it's like a press fit. Should be a little clip in there, but I don't see one. But it does have a plug there, and I don't know if that's metal or plastic. And sometimes they do it so you can't rebuild them. You know, you bought them, you got them, and you know they make them so cheap. But I think they're made down in Mexico, or you know, Mexico makes good stuff because they make good tacos. Anyway, we got to blame it on Korea. You know, I don't like the Koreans anyway, especially not that Long Jong whoever. But you know, he causes trouble. But anyway, and I'm a veteran, and my father-in-law was a Korean veteran too, so he come back with all kinds of Purple Hearts and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so this is her. It looks just like a little dirt bike, you know, little 125, which is not. A little 60 maybe, a little Tri-Zinger 50, but it's a small little piston. Let me hold on. I'll measure this. You know, just a quick, not professional measuring device, but just a cheap one from which I got good ones. But just it's let's see here. It is 35 millimeter piston. So if you're out there and you got to find one, and maybe if you need a seal, remember the piston is 35 millimeter, and then the seal, it's kind of guesstimating, is about crank seals are probably about a 30 millimeter, 29 to 30. But that would get it, man. So anyway, cylinder, nickel seal. If I have a battery, I'll tell you in a second, but I'm almost positive. I mean, a magnet, but here we go. Let's see. If it's stick, it's still. Yeah, it's not still. It's just a one-time use, and it's nickel seal sleeve. And you tell when this don't stick to it, you know it's nickel seal. So if it was in a motorcycle, they'd actually be nickel sealing it. Or I'd order a sleeve from Ali Sleeve, and then I had a boring bar, but I'm retired now, and I bore it out, just drop the sleeve in, heat it up, pop it in there, and then bore it to size to a Y-scope piston, of course. But I hope this educated you. This is the WS2400 Craftsman Weed Whacker. But I have other videos out there on this, so you know, hey, subscribe, like, whatever. Okay, man, this is Big Ed. Merry Christmas to all you guys out of Southern California. God bless, man. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out there.